Yo, yo. Got a different plan for this stream. I haven't ran scans for the evening, but there are a couple kind of A plus opportunities starting to come into the wheelhouse. And I was going through Twitter to see some reputable traders' comments, and someone I follow by the name of All Day Holds, who has some people that I respect vouch for him. I don't know who this guy is. I've never met him, I don't think, or I don't know. But he seems to kind of keep himself under the radar. But he has taught and mentored a lot of good traders. Anyways, he puts out these lists with how he categorizes his trades every once in a while. And he has put MSTR with this parabolic daily. This is something that I am going to want to trade for a day like this, where you get a 100-point pullback. And he's mentioned names like IWM back here, Soxel on the 18th back here, AVGO on the 17th right here. So I was just running through these and doing some historical analysis going into their intraday and trying to figure out and reverse engineer what he is seeing in these names. So Apple on 6/12 is this top day. So if I go second, let me Apple, here we go. Customize 6/12, 6/12. Two timestamps he's given are 2/18 and 3/13. So what I'm doing, I have no idea what, I see the pattern and daily chart setup, but I do not understand what the timestamps are or what his indicators are for putting these things on this list. What it says is DBBIR 1-2 PM thick 2 is how he has categorized this list of 30 names. So now I will screenshot and save as this, and then I'm gonna go to the following day, which is the 13th, and see how it acts on this day. And now I'm going to go to the next one. NVIDIA on 3/7. And this was way back there. Okay, nice daily back there into 3/7. And the timestamp he has given here is 2:49. There's a volume candle. Interesting. Save this. So now this will be the NVIDIA top day. And then I'm going to go to the next day of 3-8. Man, look at that. That's sexy. So if I go back to like IWM on 7/16, let's see if we've got volume bars at my lines drawn. So no volume bar there. So then the video one was a bit odd. And then a couple minutes before close. But what we do have like trying to figure out what these times are. Let's look at another one, see if something else stands out. 6/18. El Jefe and Tina in the house. So this one here is retesting highs. I just don't see a significance with these candles. I'm wondering, like, it could be an extension from a moving average. It could be extension from VWAP. So like this from 64.80, $1 from 64.80, 1 divided by 64.8, got 1.5%. IWM 7/16. And I am literally, I'm just going to do this for a couple more minutes here on stream, and then we'll go into my typical stuff, because I know this is going to bore most people. But, like, for example, if anyone has watched or was at the Traders for a Cause this year, Greg, LX21, did a presentation. He had started it on the first day, and I think it was all part of his bit that he knew he wasn't going to get through his presentation because he had hundreds of slides to go through, and he saved it for the last presentation of Sunday when most people are already flying out. Most people are tired of watching these presentations, and typically the people that are still around on Sunday evening are the ones that are dedicated and actually want to learn. So I think that was part of Greg's shtick. But the passion he had, like, he was getting amped on his trend line process, on how he draws them. And when they would fit a chart perfectly, he would get so excited. Don't they record those? Yes. Yeah, they are recorded on the Project Impact website. I am a donor to Traders for a Cause, so I get the Project Impact. I don't know how much the threshold is, but once you donate a certain amount in a given year, then they give you the Project Impact free. But it's definitely worth it because they've got years of archived stuff in there. But you could see, like, the passion, and Greg's like, I would sit at home, like, he doesn't even trade much anymore, but he would sit at home drawing these trend lines because when he saw them fit, it was, like, so exciting and exhilarating for him. So I'm literally, once I get off stream, like, I know most people are going to find this super boring, going through charts, screenshotting them, drawing lines, and just trying to figure it out. I have no idea what it is. This is a new rabbit hole. And I've got a million names to go through and try and figure out what they are. But this is some sort of daily chart indicator that he has figured out on A+ setups. And I'm going to try and reverse engineer it, and I'm going to keep cracking at it. I might not figure it out tonight, but I'll come back to it, and that's just exciting to me. Because, like, I have no idea what this candle has to do with anything. But for some reason, so there's something to do with 12 p.m. So it's something to do with after the noon time. Because that's just in his criteria. I don't know what DBBIR means. I don't know what thick 2 means. But this is fun for me. It's diving down this rabbit hole that I don't know where it's going to take me. But when a trade opportunity like Master comes in, and so today the line is 2 p.m. on the dot, right here, which is the high day at this point. I have no idea what this means. So I will screenshot this. Oh, and there's 2. 145 was the other one. Which was another new high a day. And that was, so the high day there was set at 117, and it broke out 30 minutes later. That high was like 423-ish. 423 has no significance on this chart. So I'm thinking it's probably an extension from something. But let me screenshot this one. Okay, and then which one did I do last? NVIDIA. TSM and SMH. Those are both semiconductors, so we can go TSM on all on 3-7. I'm going to do these last couple, and then I'll hop into something else. This is just fun to me. I know most people are going to hate watching this, but this is just fun to me. Okay, so we're on TSM. We've got 216 and 232. So those times are a lot closer, so there's no time restraint. 216, 232. So this one broke out on the prior candle of 215. Oh, but here, okay, we're getting somewhere. So there's a high a day set back here. And then that's this candle broke through it. We've got this high volume candle. Okay, so let me screenshot this one. We'll save that. And we had SMH with the times at 230 and 254. 230, 254. So I bet you this 231 is going to be a break of this morning high. Yep. We're getting somewhere. And the high of that candle Let me see here. What's the high a day? 234.91. So let me remove these, or I'll just move them for a second. So that was the high candle, so that did break through that high. $230. Okay, and now we will go to the next day of 3/8. This is the exact way I'm preparing for master. Yes, that's exactly what I am doing, what we are doing. This is exactly how I have figured out setups, is I have reverse engineered what other people are doing and then dove into my own Excel sheets of figuring out how to trade them better. So then this one just ends up going straight down. SMH. Oh, I forgot to screenshot that other one. I'll have to go back. That's okay. We'll go TSM again. That's another fader. So this is the day after those indicator days. So let me go back here to SMH, shaking my head. And I will go back to 3/7 and screenshot this one. Okay, that's good enough for now. I'm going to go through those screenshots later, but it gives a start for using TOS on demand and going back to review charts from years ago. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing. It's going to be, yeah, like I say, it's going to be more boring for a live stream, but you can see what I'm doing. You can see the timestamps that I'm sharing on here with these vertical lines. So those are key points. And now it is up to everybody to take the initiative and figure out why and what those days and times have for significance. So I've got master on watch for tomorrow. So what we got here at 1:44 was a high a day break and a nice blowout into after hours. Week close that keeps everybody in there, so ideally a gap up, and look for failed fall through momentum. And I think this thing has a ton of meat on the bone, and I'd be looking for a pull back to 360, 380, and this would be a trade that I'm willing to lose on. And then SMCI, I traded a bunch this morning. I am red on this name despite a lot of the covers being below my entries. I was using this 2750 as the key line. It was the key breakdown line there in pre-market, and then was key resistance. So once we failed off of it into the open, I was scaling. I covered, put some back on, and then covered these for a loss, but off of this average, I was up. I put some on into this 2750 on the high a day break, thinking it could reject. I stopped out. We got that stuff move, hard crack, lower high, proactive covers, rescale, proactive covers, rescale, proactive covers. But I'm keeping a core position along this whole way, and my average ends up coming down to this 2750, so I stop out, break even. I don't know where this is going to go off the VWAP retest. Once we fail back below 2750, I put some on, proactive covers, rescale around a core, so I'm still holding a core position. I missed my cover here. I was down in 2650, so I just missed it by a few cents. So I rescaled back up, proactive covers, it didn't continue to break down, but my core again stops me out. So My corrective covers were positive, but keeping that core hurt me. Ended up turning me red on that name. But this daily is still very much intact, and now up from 17 up to 30 on a multi-day run. This one likes to go on 3-day moves before pulling back. So I would be looking for something like this. 1, 2, 3 days, pull back. This one was 1, 2, third day pull back, 1, 2, third day pull back. So I was looking for something like this today off the morning shove and retrace. But now that we are coming up into prior bag holder resistance, I think at some point this is going to hit some sell pressure. So ideally use 2750s as a guide again. Into the close, you can see it became key support. So if pops start to fail off morning highs off 2750s, I like that for a fail. So those will be my main two, SMCI and Master, tomorrow, which is why I haven't really scanned a whole bunch, but I bought the SMCI. I made the day green to red by trying to pick a top on Palantir. I ended up flat on the day thanks to Nokia, intraday capitulation long. Ideally another explosive day for Thursday options. I see a lot of people waiting for this Thursday-Friday trade on Master, and if everybody's waiting for it, it might not come. And then in addition to this indicator from this very reputable trader, I'm still going to dive deeper into it, but it's basically saying that tomorrow should be the top day. Maybe it goes sideways tomorrow near the highs, and then the big pullback is on Thursday, but it's saying that today and tomorrow should be the top. So we'll see. Obviously, nothing works 100% of the time, but yeah, Nokia, big pull. I saw that one. Not really a whole lot of range. It's only 50 cents, but for this name, it's pretty good. Palantir, I stopped watching because I'm just waiting for a big move, and it's not coming. I have a swing position on TMQ. I had a buy order in there. Just trying to accumulate because it was super illiquid, but I had noted that 110 hold. So off the open 120, I was risking 10 cents. So up a 1-to-1 here. Ideally get a rebreak and a 150, 180 move. I would still try it short tomorrow if we can gap up near 500 for that long trap. Yeah, I don't hate that. Something like IWM was a similar one. That topped out at 6 a.m. The low a day was set off the open. It had a monster rip up to like 9:45, 10 a.m. and then retraced all the way to lows. Something like Soxol. The pre-market sideways rolled over into the open. You get a hard crack, lower high, failed follow through setup. Apple pre-market highs was set around 8:30, and then it ripped off the open. You get a stuffed candle and then failed follow through. What else? Let me see. Nvidia had a steady grind off the open up into 10:30 before completely round tripping and more. TSM, same idea as Nvidia. Were those on the same day? I think that was the sector trade, yeah. Yeah, those are all the same kind of charts. So it seems like more times than not, they like to have some sort of push off the open. They don't like to fail, and when they do fail, when they pull back off the open, they like to squeeze back through highs before failing, so we'll keep that in mind. Okay, I'm swinging SQ using 82s as a stop, says Q. Well, you definitely didn't buy that today. yesterday. How far back does DAS let you go? I have no idea. I just click on that, data configure, and then under range, you click customize, and then, yeah, I have no idea how far it'll let me go back. Maybe a year? That's a year. That's November 20th, 2023. What if I go 2022? It's always hard to know too, because it could be a day off or something. Yeah, that's 2022. So that's 2 years back. I don't know. It looks like. What are you using then to see old charts? I said I don't know. I don't know. It could be a year, but I'm back 2 years now and it's still working. So something like coin is on that list from February 2nd, 2023. There it is. Might as well plot these while I have it up. 120 and 201. Oh, damn, it's a 2-minute chart. Damn it. I don't want a 2-minute chart. $120 and this one was 201. Okay, so right there, look at that. Right, is that it? 120, yeah. The high of that candle was 81.71. So it wicked up, which is interesting because this high here, call it 80.20s, would have been broken by this candle, but this one broke this candle, so 118 was the high that this one broke over. Going back to 2010, let's see. Coin probably doesn't exist back then, but maybe like Apple. Yeah, so that Apple or DAS won't go back to 2010. So I don't know what their threshold is. But anyways. HCWB, I traded that a bit. Pretty small. Scaled in, covered, reshored the pop, covered. Missed out on 10 cents lower. BTCT and BTCS bounce days today. This one gapped up. This one gapped down. Frey back up near highs. El Jefe says, are you still interested in DXYZ? Yeah, that thing got yanked on the SpaceX launch there after hours. I could see this going one of two ways, where this thing is now gapping down huge after the strong close, and shorts hammer the gap down, and that's the final squeeze out. Or shorts are too timid to chase the big gap down tomorrow, and that's the one you get that fizzles like this day. Could see it going either way, but I don't know. So yes, I'm still interested. Like this 37 to 40 range was where I wanted to see it bounce to get a re-lean. So now that it pushed a bit higher, failed off 44, we're back into this range. So still of interest for sure. Okay, let me just run some quick scans, make sure I'm not missing a whole bunch. I would rather just focus on those main two anyways, and lose my money on those, God willing. Bass Hunter. Yo. ACRS, nice little multi-day run. 4 EMA on that is in the 330s. Low a day was set later. It broke the low a day there by a penny. How about the previous day? Low a day, and then broke at around 10 a.m. by like 2 pennies. So it likes to push and then pull into 10 a.m. This one was later than 10, but in that hour. Likes to gap up. Hasn't gone red in 2 days. Has broken its opening range lows, but not by much. Hasn't broken prior day's VWAP. Hasn't broken prior day's support. So with this one opening here in the 460s, if somewhere around this 450 acts as a top, it would be red, and under prior day support would be a pretty good trend shift. Bass Hunter took BTCS for the bounce. My man. Nicely done. Just burning through some scans here and make sure I'm not missing any other A+ ideas. And there was a few names with Master at different price ranges, so if you're comfortable elsewhere, MSTY, MSTU, MSTX, all different prices. So if you're more comfortable in a different price range, like if you like lower price in that tens of dollars, then that might interest you. If you like $200, if you like $100, MSTX $100, MSTR if you like $400. So you got a bunch of options there. MVST, pretty good save there today. Off that big gap down. HCWB for T+1. Ish. I don't know. I'd have to see this thing like up over 150, 160 to even consider that. You've got so many volume profile levels up here. Like at these levels, I was looking to short pops into prior day's resistance. So I'd need to see it basically over today's highs to even consider a T+1. But if this thing fails, 110, 1, that should head back to where it came from. So not really a T+1 watch for me. I don't think shorts are underwater. I think they're winning. I want shorts trapped. SMCI, that daily looks good. ACRS, that daily looks good. MSTR, that daily looks good, but these are all already on my radar. AI, what's up with that? Big volume day. Must have had news, but the daily chart's not really anything. No problem, Bass Hunter. All good, all good. BBAI, small little breakout there with AI. This daily chart's a bit more ideal. If I go here through the mid 190s, but not really something I want to play. It's crazy how Nate trades so many tickers in a day. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he does it. I can't focus on that many names. I'd lose on everything. And like he always says that I can only do one. I can usually do probably two or three. Nate always says where he's only sized on two or three names. The rest of them he's just kind of getting in there and letting it work. So he's not trading like hundreds of thousands of shares on 10 names. It's like a couple thousand here, a couple thousand there, and then like 80,000 shares on something else. Like something like Master today. He was trading a couple hundred shares because this thing was steady highs. It wasn't an A plus setup. But like something tomorrow, he's probably going to be trading, gosh, I don't know, thousands. Maybe like 5,000, 10,000 shares. I don't know. Okay, two more scans here. Wow. SLN, what is going on? If that's capitulation, if I've ever seen it, why is this thing down? Earnings? Estimated losing 12 cents a share, and they lost 24 cents a share. Estimated revenue 5.5 million, reported 1.4 million. That's still, I mean, that still seems a bit much, don't you think? Jeez. Yeah, that's wild. Probably on like a 2 or 5 minute would be even cleaner too. Yeah, 2 minutes, nice. You don't get a prior 2 minute high break on this waterfall until right here at the bottom, where you can risk like 30 cents and make $2.50. That's good for those capitulation trades when you're trading parabolics up or down. Is prior bar highs, usually like the 2 or 5 minute. Fairly good for reversals. Okay, last one. So far, this scan is confirming what I was thinking, where outside of those like 2 or 3 names, I don't need to focus much else. Okay. Let me just check some friends' watch list so I can see. Lots of crazy penny stock day ones this week. Yeah, like sub-dollar names. One Beyond Limits. How's it going? Yeah, like NCNC, I think, was the one today. Yeah. And then you've got that L ticker. Not L. An upside down L. T. TNXP, another cheapie, will be the one for tomorrow for all these day one traders. But so TMQ, I'll be looking to scale as long as 130s acts as a base tomorrow. It pushed through it on this day, but hasn't held over it. So if this wants to, ideally it doesn't gap up through it. I wouldn't really love that. But just like a 130, 125 open, a break of 130, hold and consolidate and re-break out. I'd like to scale into that versus low days. DXYZ, I want to see which of those theses I laid out earlier plays out. If shorts hammer the gap down and get popped, or if that gap down keeps shorts timid and it just fizzles. And I think that'll be shown in the morning action. UAVS still hasn't really gone away. I'm kind of waiting to see who wins this battle. If it starts to build over 450s and 5 is in the cards, or if it starts to fail off of 4 and 350s in the cards. I don't know. It's just in chop, so I need to see. And then SMCI. I wouldn't say this is A+, but it's probably like B+ to an A grade setup. Not quite at that 100% mark. But this daily chart and explosive volume is enough. And then Master. This is definitely getting into that A+. If we get a monster gap, that's definitely A+, but probably in the same thing right now, in that B+ to A range. ACRS, same kind of thing, B+ to A range. See where it's at tomorrow. If we get that gap down, we will see. Yeah, that DJT idea went nowhere. It did absolutely nothing. Fun, gap down, and went sideways. We didn't get that gap up that I wanted. And then DJT just fizzled. It did nothing. So Volume and range is gone on these, so they are no longer a watch for me. If something like that can get that explosive and then do absolutely nothing during tradable hours, then see you later. You see the Scent. It's got a bunch of overhead, but you got that big day one. History of one and done, so if people are expecting this to fade back to lows, you've got that 1 day move. Keep shorts in there off that push and fail. VWAP here in the $3 range. And now it's consolidating over $3. So this could be a T+1. I would probably rather focus on those other two main names, but that is a possibility. BKKT also did nothing. No point in watching them. Palm, quiet and illiquid, fade. No real reason to watch that on 500k shares. Omer, same kind of thing. 500k shares, don't really care. Just cleaning out the watch list. MVST, I can probably just set price alerts on this and forget about it. I was watching a hyper scalper live today. Kind of insane how they just scalp cents. Yeah, with those little stream decks. Was he using a stream deck? That'd be too much stress for me. Even like something like SMCI, like that's trading too much for me. I'd much prefer to do less. Like that's too much. He was just marketing in and out. What a psycho. As long as it works for him, I won't judge, but not for me. But yeah, I think that's about it for me. I'm itching to get back into that list of charts. It's calling my name. So my watch is SMCI, Master, ACRS, TMQ, few shorts and a long idea, and we can probably wrap it up there. No problem, Jeff. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. I think we got some good stuff. I'd recommend going back to that beginning. I know it's boring, but I think there's value in that. And reverse engineer some of those timestamps and daily charts. So thank you guys for coming. Get in where you fit in, make some memories, and I'll see you guys in the room. Peace.